You know, guys, BlizzCon 2019 had some amazing announcements. The entire team here was actually watching it live on stream. When they announced everything, Diablo 4 being in the pipeline, Overwatch 2 has now been confirmed. Alongside that, USA, by the way, winning Overwatch World Cup and beating the prolonged best Overwatch team, that being from Korea, twice, actually, to make that run successful and take the Overwatch World Cup title. Alongside that, we had our first ever, I should say our biggest ever female esports champion, that being VK Lion. She takes her title for the Hearthstone Global Championship, also happening at BlizzCon. What was not so great, though, about the event is the way it opened up, that being the president of Blizzard, J. Allen Brack, opening up with an apology about the Blitzchung situation. For those of you guys who somehow have no idea about this, you can find videos out there, but he actually decided to open up the entire stream and ceremony with an apology for all of us, and it was something. Here it is.
I want to say a few words. You know, Blizzard had the opportunity to bring the world together in a tough Hearthstone esports moment about a month ago, and we did not. We moved too quickly in our decision-making, and then, to make matters worse, we were too slow to talk with all of you. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really two things. The first one is we didn't live up to the high standards that we really set for ourselves. And the second is we failed in our purpose. And for that, I am sorry, and I accept accountability. So what exactly?
And the fact that the crowd there actually clapped for this is what kind of, it made me wonder. Because when I first heard this, I thought, what a non-statement, really. It's kind of a hollow statement, I should say, a shadow of a statement where you come out, you say you're sorry, you say you messed up, you say you failed in your decision making, but then you don't correct any of the decisions you did make. For anyone who's actually been taking a watch of the situation, Blitzchung was the Hearthstone pro player who initially did get banned. Updates on him, by the way, he did give a couple of weeks back, which some people were not aware of. His first initial punishment was a 1-year competitive ban, a revocation of his $10,000 he had earned during the Grandmaster Series, and alongside that, competitively, he could not compete in the Grandmaster Series or in any other event around Hearthstone in general. It was brash, it was backhanded, it was hard. Ever since then, though, he's made an update himself on the situation. A lot of things have actually changed thanks to Blizzard. It's still very harsh, though. He's now been signed to Tempo Storm. That's a controversial sign in the first place, obviously because he's a big name in the headlines. Probably played a part in that because he's going to be largely inactive over the next few months, so it's a weird signing by Tempo Storm, but nonetheless, congratulations to him for being signed to an organization. Alongside that, his punishment has been vastly reduced ever since the announcement of the first one. A 12-month competitive ban has now been slipped down to 6 months. He did get his $10,000 in Grandmaster Series earnings, and most importantly, he can actually compete in the next Grandmaster event in a few months, which is, of course, he's now a 6 months ban. He can still compete, though, in that one event, that one series, that being Grandmaster Series. So the punishment has been vastly reduced, has been vastly changed, and that almost blows my mind all the more that Blizzard can, by the way, not only come out at BlizzCon 2019 and say, we are sorry, we messed up, our decision-making failed the entire community, and also at the same time reduce the ban and change the ban of Blitzchung countless times, but never, because they have too much pride and dignity to actually admit themselves fully at the mistake, they can never revoke the punishment, which, by the way, they admit was a mishap, was a mess up, it was a failure. At the same time, though, you're leaving your big mishap out there by leaving the collegiate pro players banned for 6 months, by leaving Blitzchung banned as well. You can say you're sorry all you want, but it's so weird to me that you can say you're sorry and reduce his ban and apologize and admit you failed, but never revoke the ban that you think you messed up with. What kind of logic is this? Let me use a very, very weird example. Let's go out and say Blizzard, they killed a man. Right? Again, they didn't, but let's go out and say they did. They killed a man. After they killed the man, they realized, oh, we are sorry. We should not have killed that guy. That is something you can't take back. You can't give his life back. You can't respawn him like in one of your games. He is dead, right? But this is an entirely different instance. Blizzard has given out a punishment which they can take back. You have banned a guy who, by the way, you have the power to unban. So why do you constantly say you're sorry about your actions, and you have actions you can clearly take back and change? You've reduced those actions, but you haven't taken them back fully. I think that would have been a great opening, by the way. Although, yes, maybe they are abiding by some guidelines because we've already talked about their production. Their sales in China are very important. That's why we thought this whole instance did start. I've gone over all their titles they have existing in China, and that Chinese player base, and maybe wanting to appease the Chinese government matters a lot, especially when they're tied to a company like Tencent. But if you're going to apologize so hollowly, at least, I don't know. It feels so unfulfilling. And this will be the last time, hopefully, I do talk about the situation, guys. Certainly one of the biggest situations we've seen throughout 2019 so far. Blizzard, they apologize again and again and again. They somehow can't take back their punishment, though. We're all left exactly wondering why you can't take back your punishment of those collegiate pro players alongside Blitzchung. At least they did reduce their punishment. Props to them. It's still very harsh, though, for a guy to come on air and say about 4 to 6 words and be banned competitively for 6 months. But you know what? It is what it is. BlizzCon, they announced some great things. Hopefully those things do work out. Overwatch 2 is a debate in itself, whether or not that will work out. It's, the same game, just with a number on the top of it, and you have to pay for it again, we do presume. We'll have more on that in the future, guys. But yes, Blizzard has apologized, but they didn't really change their actions. Until next time, hope you guys all enjoy. My name is Jake, breaking down esports and gaming news here every single day. If you have a story you want me to cover, feel free to drop a comment or a DM to us, and I will cover it as soon as possible. Until next time, take care. I'll see you guys back here sometime soon.